Xbox hardware isn't dead. But big changes are coming. Interesting. Now, keep in mind that Xbox has already gone ahead to tell you exactly what their hardware plans is or are. Now, the best bet would be to listen to what they say and then check everything else. If everything aligns, then we know that those people are aware of what Xbox's hardware plans are. So I'll play this Sarah Bonds video and we'll see if Digital Foundry actually is following suit, because what we've noticed is there are people in different proxies saying different things.
At Xbox, our vision is for you to play the games you want with the people you want, anywhere you want. That's why we're investing in our next generation hardware lineup across console, handheld, PC, cloud, and accessories. I am thrilled to share we've established a strategic multi-year partnership with AMD to co-engineer silicon across a portfolio of devices, including our next generation Xbox consoles.
Our next generation Xbox consoles.
In your living room and in your hands.
In your living room and in your hand. So basically a traditional console and handhelds.
Together with AMD, we are advancing the state of art in gaming silicon.
With AMD, as they've done before in the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S and the Xbox One and potentially other Xbox consoles.
Deliver the next generation of graphics innovation to unlock a deeper level of visual quality and immersive gameplay and player experiences enhanced with the power of AI, all while maintaining compatibility with your existing library of Xbox games.
All while maintaining compatibility with your existing library of Xbox games.
This is all about building you a gaming platform that's always with you.
Okay.
So you can play the games you want across devices anywhere you want.
Okay.
Delivering you an Xbox experience not locked to a single store or
Not locked to a single store
tied to one device.
or tied to one device.
That's why we're working closely with the Windows team to
And then Windows team.
ensure that Windows is the #1 platform for gaming.
Windows is the #1 platform for gaming, okay?
The next generation of Xbox is coming to life, and this is just the beginning. We can't wait to show you what's next.
Got it, Ms. Bond. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, let's listen to what the Digital Foundry crew is going to put out here.
Okay, well, we're not going to move on that far for our second news topic, because this week, and indeed last week, there's been a huge amount of controversy about the concept of whether the Xbox hardware, as in a console, is actually going to happen or not. Is Xbox hardware dead or not? This actually comes from comments from Laura Fire, who actually worked at the original Xbox launch, and she believes that the brand identity is basically gone.
See, with all due respect, brand identity means jack squat if you don't have any money. Ask Sears and PlayStation themselves to understand and realize that that's why you're already seeing their games on Steam. The talk that you needed to wait for PlayStation to bring its games to Xbox for its brand identity to be damaged is nonsense, because I can show you people on Twitter, and I have it bookmarked, by the way. I can run through my bookmarks and I can show you people who were losing their minds when Horizon Zero Dawn was, announced to be coming to PC. They were talking about diminishing the brand back then, just as Xbox as well was going through those same things in 2016. So, Mrs. Fryer, this conversation about the gaming industry, I really think you've put aside you know what? She can hold her opinions, but they don't align with what the market in the industry is dictating right now. Obviously, in her day, she didn't have Fortnite to pretty much cause everybody to stay awake all night when they were making and trying to launch their games.
Of the brand value that she added, personally, she feels it's been squandered. I
wouldn't say squandered. You know what? Any reference to that video has to take a lot of things into account. And that's where I think Digital Foundry is already starting off on the wrong foot, because we have analysts in the industry that are painting a picture as to exactly what the gaming industry has gone through in the last few years. And, for anybody to enter this conversation, it's like you have to deposit, your preconceived notions into a safe deposit box so that you can actually deal with, the matter at hand.
The conversation has been slightly odd in the face of the fact that Microsoft has basically committed to a next generation Xbox.
Aha. what I tell you, if anybody is to engage in this conversation, they got to engage in the conversation starting from here. Okay, so check your preconceived notions into a safety deposit box, and then come out and deal with the economic reality, the technological reality, and what has already been announced, not just by one, but multiple proxies that are involved in this project. This is Lisa Su, the chair and CEO of AMD. Feel me?
The question is, of course, what form that Xbox will take. I think we're going to expect to see something quite different from a prior console launch.
What form that Xbox would take? Why not just play the video so that you would know? For instance, if I were to play the video, I would know exactly what form the Xbox will take. Do y'all want to know what form the Xbox will take? Let's listen to Mrs. Bond once again.
At Xbox, our vision is for you to play the games you want with the people you want, anywhere you want. That's why we're investing in our next generation hardware lineup across console, handheld, PC, cloud, and accessories.
Did you hear it? Console, handheld, PC, cloud, and accessories in terms of full hardware. Now listen, keep listening.
I am thrilled to share we've established a strategic multi-year partnership with AMD to co-engineer silicon across a portfolio of devices, including our next generation Xbox consoles, in your living room and in your hand.
Did you hear that? In your living room. So look behind the scenes here, which he's got a Series X and S, part of the props, and in your hand. So what Mr. Ledbetter just said here,
expect to see something quite different from a prior console launch. Oliver, I'm curious about your comments on that. Xbox will be odd in the face of the fact that Microsoft has basically committed to a next generation Xbox. The question is, of course, what form that Xbox will take. I think we're going to expect to see something quite different from a prior console launch. Oliver, I'm curious about your comments on this one because, yeah, I think the reason we're having this discussion is
because people are plugging their ears and don't want to go ahead and listen to the reality that has been set before them. That's why we're having this conversation. I'm just having it because, like I said to you guys, man, it's beneficial that I get videos to make. So y'all keep having the conversation so I can just keep playing a 1 minute and 17-minute clip in almost every video and getting views for it. Go on. GG's, guys.
Due to poor communications from Microsoft.
Here we go. Poor communication from Microsoft. Y'all can't beat these allegations that you guys are salty towards Microsoft and Xbox. I just don't know how y'all are gonna beat it. I am not. You know what? Poor communication. Anybody listening to the sound of my voice, did this video present itself as poor in the way that it's been broadcasted, both by the chair and CEO of AMD and Xbox themselves? I don't think you can come to that conclusion because the information that you need is right here. And I'll play the video again.
At Xbox, our vision is for you to play the games you want with the people you want, anywhere you want. That's why we're investing in our next generation hardware lineup across console, handheld, PC, cloud, and accessories. I am thrilled to share we've established a strategic multi-year partnership with AMD to co-engineer silicon across a portfolio of devices, including our next generation Xbox consoles, in your living room and in your hand.
Very soon, I'm gonna start saying this thing because listening to it over and over again, I'm gonna start, you know how it is when you keep listening to the same thing and over, you can now start reciting it, right? But this talk about poor communication is a whole load of BS. With all due respect and kindly, what is this? DF.
Poor communications from Microsoft.
And I didn't say the F, I meant DF, like Digital Foundry.
There's always kind of like a sort of level of interpretation that can be given to these comments. They should be a lot more crystal clear. What do you think?
What interpretation? It's fanboys that have to misinterpret everything they hear. This one said they wouldn't have a traditional next-gen console. Literally, they said it. Our next-generation lineup of hardware, consoles, in your living room, in your hand, across PC, across this, that. these cats have a need to cope that Xbox is still here. Like, you know what I mean? They have to literally sit here and cope with the fact that they're wrong, that they were wrong about the multi-trillion-dollar company coming and, you know, basically staying in gaming. Like, yeah, they didn't have staying power. You thought they'd basically pack their load and walk away from a business proposition that they found a way to make money without the box? You're joking. PlayStation had to go out there. Let me show you another one by Lisa Su as well. Let's look on her timeline. You see in her replies, she doesn't post much. Meaning, if she says something, you best be ready that they're cooking it. It's already half done. Here, where she retweeted Jack Hume's post about their friendship with Mark Cerny. She replied to it, sorry, where they're talking about FSR 4 and this is just the beginning and blah, 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 blah. You know that AMD is cooking with this particular paradigm. And Digital Foundry just covered that single screenshot about PlayStation, and we're certain that a PS6 and the next generation of, iteration of PlayStation and stuff would probably be coming. But here we go. Sarah Bond is over here screaming up the top of her lungs about every single form factor, and somehow there's a communication barrier, as if Xbox speaks a different ancient language written in hieroglyphics.
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft loves to talk with their future plans and kind of like very vague, undefined.
We're done here, brothers and sisters. We're done here, man. This is it's gonna devolve into where I start yelling more, and then the video goes to 30 minutes of dross. You're better off watching a 1 minute, 17-second video already. You kind of, at this point, what is the relevance to what it is that they're going to say now for the rest of this video? Or for the rest of this clip? It's a podcast. Yeah, let's just talk. But why not just parse the entire video and be like, oh, okay. Because I can almost assign this video as an assignment and ask my students and say, or even my kids and say, hey, can you write me a one-page summary of what the heck it is this video says? And I'm sure you'd get more value reading that thing in crayon from little kids or, pencil from, young students than you would a lot of what is being said out here. I guarantee it. It's a guarantee. This ain't no rocket science, but let's move on, man. Next story. Thanks for watching the video. Talk to me in the comment section. Peace out.